worked very closely with Hillary Clinton, who for years to the world seemed like she had the Democratic nomination pretty much in the bag this time. Now, suddenly there's the spectre of what happens in Iowa, what happens in New Hampshire, what happens if Bernie Sanders pips her to the post. What if?
Well, I'm still pretty confident that she will have the Democratic nomination, and I do think actually it's not a bad thing for her to be challenged, because the American voters do not like a coronation, whether it's a man or a woman, and particularly probably if it's a woman. So she'll fight for it, and I think as she fights, that's part of who she is. She's really tough and she's really experienced, and I think she'll get there. If she didn't, I for one look at this and think, I'm not sure we're going to have a woman president for 30 years. I mean, you can't get more qualified than she is. You know, of course, there's been lots of issues in her life. You can't be in the public eye for that long and not have lots of issues, but there are plenty of male politicians who have plenty of outright scandals that happen to them and they overcome them. So I do see some of this through a gender lens. I can't help it, because I'm looking at her and thinking, what on earth, what more could you want in a president?
The interesting, if you like, dichotomy is that she should be the groundbreaking candidate, the first woman.
Exactly.
And she doesn't seem like the groundbreaking candidate because America feels that they know her almost too well. She feels like the establishment to many people.
Well, I do think that's part of it, that this, and we saw that with Obama too, right? This disgust with the system, rightly in many ways, because the system is broken, has yes, cast her as the establishment. But I also think it's because younger women don't realize how revolutionary it is to have a woman being taken seriously as a presidential candidate.
Did you see President Obama's recent comments that he thinks Hillary Clinton's got unfair scrutiny, and that he even regrets the tone of the battle that they had in 2008? I wonder what you make of that.
Good for him. I did not see that, but I was furious with him back when he said, "You're likable enough, Hillary." I was just furious. You know, I did think he patronized her in the 2008 election, and it was one of the things I wanted him to, but in the end I supported her in part because, not just him, but she was, I thought, treated in a very sexist way in the 2008 election, and I'm good for him for saying that now.
When you look at the race, the suggestion that Bloomberg might come into it, could you see that? Is that a good move as an independent?
Well, I have to say, I look at this and I think, wait a minute, so we're going to have a race between two white male billionaires? Really? I mean, you know, it's like that's what American politics has come down to. You know, I don't know whether he'll do it. I don't think he should. But you know, and I have to say here, I run a nonpartisan organization. This is not a professional view, but I don't think it would be good for American politics to have a kind of very wealthy white knight ride to the rescue because a woman, what? That she can't win? I think let's have this election and let's give her a chance and let voters, I also think if there's another attack, if there's any other national security events, and there will be, voters are going to look and think, who do you want in charge when that happens?
Can you see a scenario in which Donald Trump wins the nomination and wins the presidency?
I can see a scenario in which he wins the nomination.
But not the presidency. You cannot imagine President Trump.
You know, anything can happen, but I have a lot of confidence in Hillary Clinton.
We could be looking at the first female presidency by November. Do you think that would feel different? Should it feel different if a woman is the president?
I do think it will feel different. I think it will feel enormously different. I mean, we can say women have gotten there, but in fact, in the corridors of power, and let's face it, the Oval Office is the ultimate seat of power, you know, certainly in the United States and in many ways in the world. Having a woman in that position does say to every woman and every girl, you too can be president.
Anne-Marie Slaughter, thank you.
Thank you.